Hey, so this is going to be my first video log for the ICP International Disney College Programme 2013. For those people who are just watching this and don't really know much about me, my name is Emma. I am 21. I've been accepted into the Disney College Programme for the second year running. Last year I did housekeeping, this year I'm going to be a character performer. And I am currently finishing my final year at Chester University in England doing drama and events management, and I'm going on to do a PGCE in teaching drama as of September. So this is a nice little job for me in between starting one uni and finishing another. So I thought I'd just do a general Disney College Programme video. I'm assuming that most people that are watching this already know what the college programme is, but if you don't, you can just comment somewhere down below and let me know, and I will be quite happy just to explain what the college programme is. I'll also include a link into my blog, so yeah, up until this point I've actually finished everything that I've got to do in terms of paying for things, so it's just kind of the last few things I've got left to do are kind of like buying summer clothes, actually packing, photocopying all my documents, things like that, but I've actually paid for everything now. So up until this point I have done, I put in my application, which I did back in August. I think I did it actually a couple of days after I came back from my first programme, which was the 6th of August, so around that time, and I think applications had just opened at that point. So in August I put my application. I've had 2 interviews. I had the first email came through early October, it was 4th of October, it was my birthday, it came through, and then the week after you actually had the interview, so there wasn't a lot of time really to prepare. It was yes you wanted to go, no you didn't, and then you needed to get to wherever the location it was that your interview was scheduled. And then I had my second interview in late November. Again, I had about a week and a half from receiving the email to actually the interview itself, and then acceptance email I got exactly a week after my second interview, so that was quite exciting. And then from then I've had my CRB, my flights, which both things I needed to pay for. CRB was first, that was £60. Flights was second. I kind of tried to hold off a bit, thinking that it'd be a bit cheaper, but actually it didn't turn out to be that much cheaper. I think I ended up paying just under £800 because of the times I'm flying. It's in peak times, so it's really expensive. I received my info pack, which allowed me to apply for my J1 visa, which I need to be able to say that I'm eligible to work in the US over the summer. So I actually booked my visa. Luckily for me, because I've had a J1 visa within the last 12 months of the expiry date of the last one, I didn't actually have to attend an embassy appointment. I just had to send off all my paperwork that they needed, but I still had to pay the MRV fee, which was $160, so it turned out to be about £110, plus SEVIS fee, which was $35, that's about 20 quid. And then sending it all off, which turned out to be about £25 for them to collect all my documentation and then deliver it back to me, which obviously had my passport and the visa stamp in it. And then there was insurance. Medical insurance you have to buy from Disney. They're really quite strict on that. Don't really know why, what the reasons are, but they want to know that you have medical insurance, and I suppose that ensures that they know that you've got it. So that was that, and that's a monthly thing. I think it was $75 a month, and I think it was about $209 overall, so even though I'm only there for a week in August, I've still got to pay for the full month, so that turns out to be about $160. But I've also bought travel insurance today, and that was £74. So that's quite good in terms of the fact that it covers me for the whole 3 months for anything, baggage, just personal items, things like that. Programme fee, you have to pay that within so many days of your arrival date, because that secures your housing It basically secures that there's going to be a bed for you. That pays for any events as well that you wish to attend. Like, you don't have to pay them as each event comes up and you want to go. You can go to any of them for free, and that allows, like, everyone paying a programme fee allows them to be able to put those on for us free of charge. So that's quite good as well. And you know, it's only $100, so well, $104 with booking fee. So it's not too bad. And then the last couple of things I had to do was to create a packing list and a bucket list, because last year I didn't create a bucket list and I just kind of got all excited and went around Disney and stuff. So this year I'm actually hoping that I'll be able to accomplish some of the things on my bucket list. So yeah, I definitely advise making some of those. So actually for my bucket list I created one of these, just did it on Publisher. Kind of, there's some work things there. I know it's the wrong way around. Yeah. So I've got like Disney and college programme related, food and drinks, so things I want to try when I'm out there that I didn't try last year. On my packing list I've done the same thing. So I've created a little pamphlet. Again, I know it's back to front, I'm sorry. But split it into categories. So I've actually put a to-do list in the beginning, then I've split it into hand luggage, things to wear on the plane, so I know that I've got that separate and I don't have to pack that. And because I'm quite organised with that, I'm planning on wearing tights underneath my shorts, and then when I get to Florida I can take off my tights and I can have my shorts on and not have to worry about getting changed and being too hot or being too cold here. Yeah, I mean, the other good thing about packing list is, well, just make sure that you're not going to forget anything. Yeah, I mean, I definitely advise making a packing list. If you haven't, you know, it's up to you whether you want to create one. I've put mine on my blog, so I can post that down there if you want to have a look at it. I know a few people have told me that they've actually printed my packing list off. I wouldn't stick to it, because, you know, everyone's different. I mean, I'm a girl, I wouldn't say go, if you're a boy, go and print off my packing list. There'll be things that you want that I don't. So just be careful with that. So yeah, that's kind of everything pre-Disney. I mean, if you haven't been to Disney before, it might be worth having a bit of a read up on things, like things you might want to do, things in the area. I mean, I'd certainly advise. I mean, this is a good little book that I got last year. You can get these for free. You order them with kind of a travel guide, if you're actually going on holiday to Disney, and I think it's through the Disney website. If not, you can just type in the Little Big Book of Magic, and that will come up, and it's free. They just send it straight to you. Oh, it actually says in the back of here, disneyworld.co.uk. So have a look on there. You can order this. It's quite clever. It's got it split into parks, and then in each bit it's got the shows, characters, parades, rides. It's really just like kind of like guide to the best things within each park, so you can make sure that you've done each thing. And there's little tick boxes, so you can tick it off, and it all has this little map in there as well. Also it's got things like character dining, guides to that, all of the different resorts. Yeah, it's a nice little guide if you haven't been to Disney before and you don't really know much about it. Another thing might be to do is to get a travel guide. I got this last year, and I've been plenty of times before, but it was nice to have something a bit more up to date. So it's got kind of Magic Kingdom. It's got all the different parks in there, things to do if you're going to go kind of to the water parks. It's got kind of a little guide there. It's back to front, so it's not really worth. But it's got things like Universal, SeaWorld. It also doesn't have in here, I can't find it now, but it has a guide to all the resorts. I know I went a little bit over resort hopping last time, but that guide tells you which ones have pools, restaurants, just the facilities they have, so you know when you're going park hopping, you know what to expect from each resort. Other than that, I mean, I've got this really old guide, and then I've got these two things from last year. This is quite good. It's got all the hidden Mickeys throughout the parks, and you can go around and find them all. And again, this one, it's just some insights into the park, Hollywood Studios is my favourite, so I got that last year, but I'm hoping to get the other 3 this year as well. Yeah. But when you first arrive at Disney, the first thing you'll get is that. This is your like orientation schedule for the first couple of days. So I arrived on May the 6th last year, and this starts from May the 7th. So you've got orientation day 1, which involves quite a lot of housing stuff. You get that, which is a housing payroll thing, so you know what apartments cost what, and it shows you exactly which one it is so you know how much you're going to be paying a week. I mean, the Commons is the most expensive. For a 1-bedroom you pay $105 a week. The more bedrooms you have in an apartment, the cheaper it is. Vista Way's probably got the cheapest, has got the cheapest, with a 3-bedroom at $83 a week. They don't have a 4-bedroom, but Chatham does, and that's $88, so you can kind of see that. And yeah, that's just a declaration. That was for me to be in a wellness unit because I was under 21 last year. So I had to sign something to say that I wouldn't bring alcohol into the apartment even though I was underage to buy it anyway. Yeah, so that was orientation day 1. I think that was the day you got your housing ID, you get your picture taken. Yeah, I think it is. You do quite a lot of paperwork on that day. Yeah, and then you had to bring a lot of paperwork with you as well to prove a lot of things. Then orientation day 2, you go to the Commons Clubhouse and they give you a presentation, quite a lot on immigration, but there is Disney pictures integrated into the presentation, which makes it quite funny. You know, Stitch chewing up his I-94 card. They're just showing you the importance of kind of what your DS 2019 does and your I-94, and what happens if you lose it. What happens if you get put in jail, no one's going to bail you out, you get sent home, termination, things like that. And then the day after that, so that'll be the 9th, so it'll be 3rd day in, is traditions, and that is a lot of fun. You get a little Disney pack, a notebook to write down any notes. Then depending as well what time you're given will depend on what time you finish. So people had like morning ones and evening ones and afternoon ones, so it'll depend. Traditions is the day you get your Disney ID card, so from that day onwards you can go into the parks for free, so that's fun. On this list as well, it actually had May 23rd on there, so 20 days in you have to go for a social security appointment. Anyone that's been before, already worked in the US, you'll already have a social security number, so you won't have to go for that. So that's fun, because it means you have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. But for those of you who don't have a social security card, you have to get up at 6. That's not fun, but it's something you gotta do. And I think like the last thing I'm going to cover is just something that I quickly wanted to show you guys. It's quite nice to make a journal while you're out there. This is mine from last year, so it's quite thick. But you know, you can fill it with all sorts of things. Like I was in housekeeping last year, and this is like one of the envelopes I got some of my tips in. But you can write all sorts of things in here. Keep kind of tickets, maps, all sorts of things. But it's quite nice to keep one of those. And then I also made a scrapbook at the end, so I also stuck any remaining tickets I had in there, pictures, things like that. And that was just to go on top of my photo book that just had like general photos in it. So yeah, that's just, bear in mind what sort of things maybe you might want to have as memory keepers at the end of your programme, because it's always nice to go prepared. I mean, like I collaged a notebook before I went, so if you think that's something you might want to do, then you could do that before you go if you've got time. But other than that, I think that is all for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anything else you want me to cover, just comment below. I'll put some links into some things that I said that I would for my blog.